Sure, you're a professor, and you want to fight me? I really wanna know how you're gonna go about that one. Are you gonna attack me? You and what Robo army? I'm Araknie and this is a video review. Big Discovery. It's another beat'em-up and this one by SNK. The story seems like it could be pretty original if I could manage to understand the majority of it. It's a terrible translation, truth be told. If I can understand correctly, a professor of some kind has developed an army of robots and wants to conquer the world with them. Even if it incorrectly refers as you being a robot army because of some weird use of verbs and subjects related to it. And also because you are a robot. After every stage there's a scene and they have different levels of understanding, mostly not much. The translation didn't leave Japan, that's for sure. It didn't have any supervision whatsoever from the rest of the world. Aside from the money side, since this one claims to be proudly published by the SNK of America branch. Quite the baffling result. But yeah, it seems to be wanting to tell a story of how humans use robots to conquer everything while sitting in the back, but I'm not so sure. Also because it's supposed to be a two-player game, but you only get to use one no matter what. Anything in the dialogue doesn't work when playing alone, and also it's another game where you don't choose the other character. It's a forced two-player run to get the full context. No bueno. Gameplay is honestly pretty standard, but has a few fun encounters and some hidden moves that make it fun. The first 3 upper buttons, if like me you have a 6-button configuration, have all uses even if it seems like button 3 does not. But you can get a back kick that's useful to control people behind you with it. Also a hidden grab that serves as a one-hit kill for the normal enemies. That's quite powerful and easy to pull off, but you won't know the exact combination in the beginning tutorial. Rightfully so, since with button 2 you can pull off also a move that you need to recharge finding purple orbs, and it's quite unique in how it works too. You have 6 attacks, but the first 2 are very weak and need a short range to hit. This is what I call the green couple. The yellow couple is a triple launch of bullets that you need to align with your enemies to have them connect. The red couple is the best attack and you use it immediately because they go from right to left in their activation. It does a complete wipe of the screen and it manages to miss only if the enemies have some special move and activate it right as you do. So only against bosses, and with them just learn their moves and you're set. For the rest, I have to praise the big sprites. A lot of times in these games, big means terrible hitboxes, but not in this case. Even bosses look very impressive and animated in great detail, but some of the normal enemies get this treatment too when they wanna make a good entrance. That's fun! You might see a familiar fellow but presented in a different way, so even if the level design is inexistent for the player character, it gets used by everything you encounter. Unfortunately, this just makes it one of the games of all time, with some added bells and whistles. It's propelled up by a lot of polish. The visuals, aside from the enemies, continue that proposition. Every background doesn't loop, it's a constant evolution of the fighting field. That makes you feel immediately the progress you're doing without having to wait for boss music to come about. And they look great, simple, solid colors. Just what they needed to do about it while feeling like you can pay attention to the game perfectly. Musically it's a bit lacking. The tunes are fine, but most of them are very bassy and drown out every melody. I like a couple of them, but the rest are literally so focused on the low tones that I'm baffled for this decision. Also, most tracks are quite slow for the action displayed on screen. It feels like listening to some of the slowest hip-hop ever, but without the contrast of the fast lyrics that those iconic songs make work with fantastic grace. Like Grandmaster Flash did in The Message as just one iconic example. So yeah, Robo Army is certainly a good game, that's why it gets a 7 out of 10. But this time I don't see any potential for expanding the concept. I think they did their best with what they had and managed to turn out something that is eye-catching and feels nice to play. That's already a pretty enviable goal for most devs. Making a game of this quality is already a success in the eyes of many, and they will be correct. If you wanna see me play the games that I will review plus some extra stuff, catch me on Twitch at Araknie Retro. It's my natural habitat, you see? Until next time, ciao ciao!